Hi cheese friends, today I'm going to teach you how to make ricotta out of whey that's come from a previous cheese making process. So the most important thing you have to have is whey. I have about a gallon here. I made mozzarella earlier today, and so we're going to see what reclaimed cheese we can get out of it. You're also going to need the citric acid that came in your packet, and we're going to take a half teaspoon of that and just dissolve it in half a cup of water. I like to use distilled water that I don't have to worry about if there are any impurities in there or chlorine that might interfere with the cheese making. We're also going to use some salt. Now, if for some reason you are out of citric acid or don't want to use citric acid, you can also use 3 tablespoons of white vinegar, or if you're Roman, use 3 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Equipment what we're going to need is going to be a slotted spoon. Just any average slotted spoon that is heat resistant will work for you. The piece of cheesecloth that came with your kit. A regular household strainer. And I like to use my stock pot. So it's a 5-quart model. It's definitely enough to hold a gallon of milk or whey and let you stir without spilling any. All right, cheese friends, we're gonna get to it. Okay, so our whey has reached 170. And what we're gonna do now is we are gonna take a half teaspoon of non-iodized salt, and we're gonna shake it into there, and we're gonna mix it up, just a real quick stir. We don't wanna disturb it too much. And then after we do that, we're gonna put the lid back on and wait till 185. Now, important note about the salt I'm using. So I'm using a kosher salt, which is non-iodized. Non-iodized is the important part. And I had kind of a heaping half teaspoon there, but that is because my salt was bigger flakes. If you have smaller ones, use a flat half teaspoon. If you have big grains of salt, use a little bit more because there's more space in between. Back. As you can see, something started to happen in the pot. We're at 185, and what we're going to do is turn it back down from medium high to low because we're trying to maintain the temperature at 185. And what we're trying to do is get the ricotta cheese to release from the green whey. Now we're going to very gently for a while move this away from the sides. And as we do this, we should start to see the cheese separating from the green-yellow whey underneath. Now, they call this cheese from heaven in Italian. And you don't get as high of a yield when you're using whey to get ricotta because there isn't as much milk solids to come out. So really, we're just kind of getting just a little bit here. See how that's getting a nice separation? You can see those little flakes. That's the protein coming out. Now what we can do if we don't see a lot of the whey and the ricotta splitting out, we can add in our citric acid in our half cup of water. So I'm going to do that. Let's see. Now this should speed up the process by adding a little bit more acid into the situation. Again, you want to stir as little as possible. It's okay if the temperature goes up as high as 200. Going up to 190 is what some people do to get their ricotta out of the whey. What I'm looking for right now is a dark line around the edge that suggests that the ricotta is about to form. I don't see it yet. I think I see the dark line starting to form. It should be just a couple minutes now. There's some more of that dark line right there for me. You can see kind of green darkness. It's a different color than what it is in the center. And it looks like there are little tiny protein structures starting to kind of roll up and form.
So at this point, I realized there should be bubbles, like that the liquid's simmering, but it's not. So I run the spoon along the bottom and I realize that some of the protein is stuck at the bottom of the pot, and those bubbles that you see are me releasing it and the heat flowing up through the whey. This way, our cheese starts moving inside of the whey and it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom.
There, we're starting to get the first signs of ricotta. The temperature is 210 degrees. You can see it kind of coming up. Can you see all the little protein over there? That's ricotta. And now we're just going to push it out back into the center. It kind of feels like a losing battle. Okay, as you're watching, you can see that we're having quite a few more flakes in there. In just a couple minutes, it'll be time to shut it off and let it sit for 20 minutes to see what we get. And now we're really starting to get some distinct curds. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but we're seeing some little white floaties in a yellow liquid, which is what we're looking for. We're also going to notice the bubbles are starting to go away, and when you move them, you're going to see little chunks of cheese. Patience is key. As you can see, the cheese is starting to move a little bit differently. I turned up the heat a little bit to try to speed this up a little.
It may seem like this is going really fast, but this video represents about 45 minutes of cook time, so don't get discouraged if it seems like it's taking forever. It's going to work out, I promise.
Okay, now that we've got some big pieces of cheese floating around in there, we're going to turn off the heat on our ricotta and let it sit for 15 minutes. All right, we're back. It's been 15 minutes. See how different this is? There's like yellow liquid, and when I stir, you've got the white cheese. So it's not a lot, but it's something. And it was pretty much free. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain this and then I'll show it to you. I'm not going to show you me draining it because it's likely to be steamy and I'll probably burn myself. Okay, I've poured the whey and the cheese in my colander. I'm holding it in cheesecloth. It's in the sink and it's going to drain out a little bit slowly. We want to just let it kind of go down. I didn't have to worry too much about sanitation because it was really hot liquid. It's pretty much going to sanitize as it goes in. And also, you're just going to keep this for 10 days in the refrigerator. It's not like something that we're going to have to worry about for a long time. Okay, what we have left is about a half a cup of fresh, new, sweet ricotta cheese. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but it was leftover from cheese making that we already did. And while it doesn't seem like you could do a lot, you can definitely take this, add some fresh herbs to it, chill it overnight, and have some very fresh cheese that would be excellent on a cracker. All right, cheese friends, this is what we have. It's about a half a cup of ricotta that came from our whey. Now this doesn't seem like a lot, but this was just from the leftovers of 1 gallon of milk and whey from cheese making. It was pretty much free. It cost like a penny in citric acid to get this. Now think about it, if you were making cheese that had 2 gallons or 4 gallons, like a bigger amount would, you could really get something out of this. But this is not worth giving up. You can add some fresh herbs in, and tomorrow, after it chills for a while, this is gonna make a great spread on bread or crackers. It'll also look really nice on your lunch table at an event. All right, cheese friends, that's all I have for today. I'm glad you learned this skill with me. Have a good day. Bye.